told her that I went to a massage parlor in Vancouver and I got a hand job. And I said, it happened, I told her like 10 years ago, it was a long time ago. This is the one thing you don't know.
Why did you tell her on that day?
Because she's always asked me, like, this wasn't the first time. You know, it was a course of like, you doing something. I was like, I'm not doing anything. What are you doing? Like, leave me alone. I'm not like I said, why won't you believe me? But it became to a point where we were on the phone for so long and she wouldn't let it go. A little bit, it was like she wore me down to the point of, you know, like, here. And let me tell you the shocking thing about me telling her that revelation. She was like, I'm gone. That's it. I'm out. And I was like, fine, leave. Great. Thank you. Now we know. Because I was still blaming her. I was like, so you're not going to stick with me? Cool. You know what? I'm Terry Crews. I'm like, I'll get another one just like that. First of all, Hollywood does not care if you lose your family. In fact, I'll get 3 more movies. They're like, hey, man, you ain't have to go home. Just go right this one set to the next. I said, since when has Hollywood cared if you lost your family? Since when has that been a career breaker? Never. In fact, you get a divorce, that's just par for the course. And I was like, cool, you can't handle it. And I had all kinds of excuses where, you know, you don't understand my upbringing. I got a high sex drive. You know, this fame. You look at all the women I could be having. None of that stuff worked, man. And all of a sudden, and she left. I remember her hanging up the phone and said, don't come home. I said, I'm not. And then there I was by myself. I remember in this hotel room. And I was with my little thing like, there it is. It's over. And then a little voice was like, maybe it's me. I was like, who is that? You know, I was like, no. First of all, I just gave you the rundown on all the excuses on why I had to do what I had to do because that's what I needed and whoop. It's you, Terry. She's got nothing to do with this. And man, it was like cracking an egg and I was trying to seal it. But the goop was going all over the place and I'm like, I'm trying to put an egg back together. And I can't do it. And I went, damn it. It is me. It is me. Like, I lied. Like, I was lying the whole time. And what I presented to my wife was an image. And she was married to that. But she wasn't married to the real Terry Crews. She was married to the picture. She didn't know. And let me tell you, man, one thing I learned, which is so important and incredible, after all this, and once me and my wife rebuilt our marriage, like literally from the ground up, I learned that intimacy is the only thing I'm looking for. And when I say that, intimacy really means that someone knows you, all your stuff, everything about you, good and bad, and loves you anyway. That's all every man is looking for. First of all, your mama does that. Your mama knows everything. And she loves you anyway. That's why your love for your mother will never dissipate. A good mom. A good mom is always somebody that you put on a pedestal.
Why don't men invite or allow that level of intimacy?
Well, first of all, it requires vulnerability. It requires you. You can't get intimacy without vulnerability. It's impossible because you're going to have to tell your stuff. And imagine the problem. Because if you can't tell, you'll never find intimacy. So, but that's the only thing you're looking for. So what happens is you get sex. Sex and love is 2 different things. Lots of sex. And it's always unfulfilling because you're not getting what you need. You know what it's like? Drinking salt water. You drink salt water, tastes good, feels like you're getting hydrated, but you're slowly but surely dehydrating yourself.
There's this almost apparent paradox between when you're a man, you think that masculinity is the opposite of vulnerability, right?
Right.
And you think masculinity is attractive. And also in your case, it can be our self-defense through the hardest of times. So the thing that ends up was our self-defense and helped us to survive ends up